There's a house at the opposite end of town that we lived in for a while, and it was Mother's Day one year, and we planted a cherry tree, and it was the most beautiful tree. And then my dad moved, and within 3 weeks of the new people moving in, they just cut it down and left just a dead stump. And you just want to scream and say, why'd you do that? I am Arthur Parkinson, and I am a writer and a gardener, and someone who loves chickens and loves flowers and bees. I'm not somebody who could become a cave person, though. I do like to have clean socks on. I don't want to end up in a wood in like a teepee. But no, if it all goes to pot and all I end up with is a caravan and half a dozen chickens, that'd be quite nice. My nan had started getting dementia, so I moved in with the hens, and I've just kind of lived here ever since, until she got too poorly that I couldn't look after her. I look back at my schooling, but they weren't interested in teaching us what birdsong was, or what flowers were, or what bees were. It wasn't part of anything, it was just, wasn't in the curriculum, and that's a massive problem. You have to make children love it, because if you love something, then you're going to nurture it. What I want to do through my garden is be in reality, and the reality is we're witnessing a decline of nature that we've never seen on Earth before. And we're also going through one of the worst mental health crises I think humankind's ever seen. I think we can make the best use of any land we've got by simply growing things, even if it's a window box. You're just doing what nature intended you to do. The nice thing about having a packed garden, you know, you notice in a way less plants as individuals, it's all a collective, and that's helpful. It's a constant evolving relationship with each other. It's like a classroom of children. They're all at different abilities and different stages of their growth. They nurture me through wanting that nurturing. It's good to have a lot of things that need you to get up for, and they don't answer back. This little meadow here is replacing what we've lost, which is almost 98% of natural wildflower meadows in this country. So if there was one of these in every garden, it would all add up to make an amazing map for insects. We need the insects, because without them we'll have no food. It's a bee magnet. It's centred. It's alive, which a lawn isn't. A lawn is just a carpet dead that demands constant attention and preening. This just gets on with it and looks animated and gorgeous, and shapes emerge, and in the light it changes. So on a moonlit summer's night, these just radiate out like little saucers. So I think if you can bring the wild in, physically in, rather than just watching it on a TV screen, it resonates with people. And we're not perfect. The other half of the garden is parking space, like every other front garden on this road. We've just chosen to have this as a place for nature to be. I remember when my brother lived here, and he used to say, oh, I can't get to the front door because there's so many plants all over the front door. Sometimes you do need a little bit of control, but it's about having a balance of looseness and control. This started life in one of the dustbins a few years ago, and it's self-seeded now into all the cracks of the paving. And so this is a beautiful river of blue gloss, each spire packed full of nectar, so it's a natural little river for the bees. I like this part of the garden because it shows how plants, if we let them, will come back into the habitat we've made. I think what's most important for me when I'm gardening is to make sure there's nice connections. We're at my grandma Sheila's with my grandma Sheila. Well, we've been doing the garden together now for 15 years. You know, I love knowing that you come out and look at this every day and get a little bit of happiness from it.
I like to have my breakfast on the side there in the morning and see what's arrived.
Well, I can't do the electrics for him. So I think that's what it's always been about, hasn't it?
And he brings me fish and chips.
Yeah, bring you fish and chips when I'm here.
That's our little treat.
Yeah. Fish and chips and gardening. Yeah.